All right, welcome to episode 2 of Rest Here podcast. This is my first intro, Jeremy, of this new title, and so this is very exciting.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're doing a very great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If this is your first time listening, my name's Alyssa, and if this is not your first time listening, welcome back.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, how are you doing, Jeremy?
Good. I'm a little anxious about my upcoming trip.
That's right.
I'm leaving on Thursday. There's quite a few details I just have to iron out with some friends that I'm meeting up with. I purposefully didn't reach out to certain friends, and it's just because I wanted to make sure that I had enough time to spend with my family and not drag them everywhere. So
makes sense.
Yeah, just ironing out some last minute details with a couple people, but other than that, super excited for the trip. It's been a while since I've been over to Japan, and I'm excited to finally visit and go to all the cool places and hopefully buy some cool things and bring back some fun stuff. But yeah, speaking of Japan, I've been watching some things on Netflix, and one of the dramas I've been watching is a Japanese drama called Nigeru wa Haji da ga Yaku ni Tatsu, which means the full-time wife escapist, and it's a show about this girl played by Aragaki Yui, and she doesn't have a job, so she ends up being this maid for one of her dad's friends, and this guy who's played by Hoshino Gen is very uptight and
the singer.
The singer.
Oh,
and
shit.
Yeah, and he's he's also an actor.
Yeah.
And it's a very fun romantic comedy. She ends up asking her to live with him in his house as his full-time maid, and they end up having romantic feelings for each other, and it's really cute. And funny story, this drama came out in 2016, and Hoshino Gen and Aragaki Yui ended up marrying in real life in 2021.
Aww.
So kind of like life imitated art in that sense. But I'm super into this drama right now. I'm only on episode 8 of 11, and I don't want this show to end because it's so good.
I might watch it now too because I love him. He's one of my favorite singers.
Oh, fantastic! He composed the ending song of the show, and it's beautiful. It's so great. It's such a cute show. It's based on a manga, and there's a lot of that influence too, where you're just oh, okay, I could totally see this. If you turn the page of a manga, you're oh, what's gonna happen next? And oh, it's so good. I think you would really, really like it, Alyssa. They're it literally every episode is a cliffhanger, and I'm I need to watch the next one.
It's time, Jeremy. When you come back, I will have finished this, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, 100%. Yeah,
Count on it.
Yeah, I've been slowly getting through it, and I think I'm gonna watch the rest of it on the plane over to Japan. Seems very fitting, you know.
I'm definitely gonna check this out.
Yeah, please do. Netflix has a lot of Asian dramas. I know a lot of Korean dramas have been getting the spotlight recently, and that's totally fine. I'm all for it. But I don't know. So I feel people are sleeping on Japanese dramas for a long time. And
always they sleep on Japanese dramas.
100%.
To be fair, as we all know, it's not like Japanese entertainment's doing themselves a favor even advertising this stuff freely.
Right. So. Right. It's also hard to market it outside of Japan because it's a lot of these shows are just inherently meant for a Japanese audience. But, the same thing for Korea. They don't think that they're not trying to make it to export. They're making it for their own people. And yet people around the world find it highly relatable, funny, and overall just enjoyment. It's just an entertaining medium for a lot of people. And I don't know why. Yeah, I wish Japanese dramas got more recognition and more awareness outside of Japan and outside of streaming services. But again, that's the only way that it could happen. Terrace House, for example, became this global phenomenon because it was on Netflix. And I feel Netflix has this special place where they can put almost anything on there that's from another country that's not inherently from the United States and just make it big. And there have been a lot of examples of that. And man, just Japanese dramas in particular are just they're so good, yet they're they're really low key in the same sense, and I've been a huge fan of them since like I was in middle school. So I feel like I always try to find the next big one, or like try to catch up on older ones, or I even sometimes go back and rewatch some of my favorites because I just love them so much.
One of my like favorite like I'm talking about like classic 2010, potentially 2009 J dramas is the one that's based in the orchestra. I don't remember the title, but do you know what I'm referring?
Nodame Cantabile.
There you go. Good. Yes.
Yeah, I love Nodame Cantabile. Yes. So good.
That one is one of my faves. Love it.
Yeah. That's a really solid one. That's a good pick.
Yes.
Yeah, oh my god, I can't believe it came out that long ago. Holy shit.
It's been a bit, dude.
Wow. Nostalgic right there. Those are good memories. Yeah, so that's all I've been up to aside from games.
Same.
Yeah, I guess we could talk about games. So before we talk about Ishin, I do want to mention that I'm playing Sons of the Forest still with my set group of friends, and we haven't really finished the game. We're actually just focused on like surviving and building our base. They unfortunately took out our favorite log duplicating glitch, so we can't build things at record speed anymore.
Aww.
Rightfully so. It's like, it's
you can't exploit the system anymore.
No, yeah, and the developers have every right to patch it, but for us, we definitely utilized it before it got taken away. We like fortified our bases and we built some interesting and fun things. So aside from Sons of the Forest, I have been playing Resident Evil 2 Remake because I've never played it before, but I got it like a couple years ago with the intention to stream it, but I've been in this kind of mindset where I want to just play single player games without streaming it, just to have like some sort of relaxation and enjoyment outside of work and outside of other social things. So I've been playing Resident Evil 2 Remake. It's been a lot of fun. I love the remake. I did not play the original, so a lot of my feelings towards the game are all brand new. So I'm part of the audience that this game is meant for, people in the modern times who didn't get to experience the original game, which is, both a blessing and a curse for a lot of people when they talk about remakes. It's the whole debate, right? Like, old audience preserving the game as it is versus introducing it to a new audience with like new controls. I think last week I talked about the Resident Evil 4 remake demo. So I am super hyped that the game's coming out as of the recording of this week. It's coming out on Thursday, March 23rd. However, that is also the day that I'm leaving for Japan. So unfortunately, I will not be able to play the game. Yeah, it is what it is. It is
what it is.
And that's it. Anything else for you outside of Ishin that you're playing?
Nope, that's it. Except the one thing is I mentioned that I have Octopath Traveler 2, and I do intend on playing it for the first time next week because I have to go on another business trip to LA, and so I'm gonna bring my Switch this time, and I'm gonna start the game. So I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. Yeah. Please let us know how it goes.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about it. I love the Octopath series. The first one is one of my favorite JRPGs, so I'm looking forward to this new one.
Nice.
Yes. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Cool.
About anything not Ishin related. So.
Yeah. I want to start our Ishin little corner here by saying that I did not get very far into the chapter, mainly because I have been extremely distracted with all of the sub-stories that have been unlocked.
Sounds about right.
In chapter 4 and Another Life, because man, I also haven't had too much time to play since the last time we spoke. So the bits and pieces that the bits and pieces that I have played are a little bit of the story, but mainly just the side stuff.
What's an exciting sub story you want to talk about today?
Oh man. Oh, there's There's a couple. There's one where the guy's accusing all of these like 5 guys about who stole the daifuku.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Sorry, I did that one over the weekend.
Yeah, and I was like, what? And you had to really guess, and I got it right, but I was like, this is so stupid. At the end, like all Yakuza sub stories, it ends like either on a happy note, a confusing note, or a scary note, and this one was more of just like a happy note, and I was like, what? That was so silly. I was like, all right.
Like, what's the payoff here? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Another one I did was there is this foreigner who got lost and you had to save him.
Oh, I know that foreigner.
Yeah, and you don't get anything from that sub story, so that was stupid. I was like, okay. What
was
else?
the foreigner's name again?
Oh God,
like
I don't.
I remember when he revealed his name, I was like, that's his name? I guess.
Right, yeah. I don't even remember. Like, I know he's supposed to look like European because at the time, only the Dutch were available to visit Japan frequently. And the Americans, like, just barged into Japan, I think in 1868. And it was like a weird time.
Yes, very weird time.
Yeah. It was 1850s that that America just like went into Japan, and at the time of the games, it's like about to become the Meiji era, which is like right now. For those that are listening that are kind of confused, or maybe you know what the story is as far as like the economic powers that's going on, political power that's going on within Japan. There's 2 sections. There's the people that believe the emperor should be the ruler, and there's the people that believe that the shogun and the samurai should be rulers. And and this isn't a spoiler because this already happened in real life, but the emperor overthrew the shogun, and the emperor becomes the sole ruler of Japan, which kicks off the Meiji period, which they start reforms and talking with more world governments and becoming and they become an empire, and that leads them into World War II. But so there's like a lot of tension within the politics of Japan, and it's interesting to see in the game too.
Yeah,
I think because like they talk about it quite often, but like nothing really is big happening from it yet, and yet like, you know, the Shinsengumi are directly affected by the shogun's like controlling power, the Bakufu, and it's interesting how they talk about it and how a lot of the side characters mention it. But yeah, so going back to it, I played the one with the foreigner. It was weird. And there was one where like this little girl was leaving town, and this little boy wanted to say thank you for your friendship. That was really cute. And then the last one I want to talk about is like there was this old lady.
Oh my god! Sorry, I had to. The guy's name's Creek. The foreigner's name's Creek.
Oh, okay. See,
I'm so sorry, Jeremy. I remembered it, and I was like, I have to say it right now.
No worries. Yeah, Creek. I was like, okay, he sounds kind of like American, but I'm not sure. It was an interesting choice.
It was an interesting choice.
Yeah. So that was weird, but yeah. So I also played a sub story where there was this old lady, and she was talking about how there's this guy who was a god, and you find that the god was a fake guy, and you beat him up. But then at the end of the sub story, the god was real. The old lady was actually seeing a real god, and then Ryoma's like, and he turns around because that's where the lady's looking. But then the god disappears, and he's like thinking, he's like, man, maybe he was real. And then the god appears behind Ryoma, and I was like, what? Like it's cute. It's really easy. Like I the stuff I've done so far has been like weird but fun.
I was about to say the good old ghost story sub story in a Yakuza game. Yep.
I don't like the scary ghost ones. This one was fine. It was fine. The scary ghost ones are not my cup of tea, honestly. Yeah,
and because they really go in the horror yokai direction when they do these sub stories that are ghost related.
Right, and remember the one about the kappa? That was weird too.
Yeah, that was very weird.
But so where are you in Ishin?
So I finished Chapter 5, so I'm officially on Chapter 6, and at this rate, I'm back at the karaoke bar, so who cares at this point? You know. So, You know me.
Yeah. Hey, every time I boot up the game, I'm like, I know where we're going right now. All right, Palanquin guys, take me down to Fushimi. We're going right to the karaoke. We're going to the singing bar.
Look, we're either at karaoke or we're at Buyo.
Right?
You know how it is.
Oh yeah, and then sometimes I'll seek out criminals just to beat the shit out of them, so they give me 2,000 mon, and then I'm like, 500 of this is going to a song, and I go down the karaoke.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's where I'm at right now. What I do want to say about chapters 4 and 5, because we are introduced to new areas on the map, is I very much like how this game features a lot of things in Kyoto, because Kyoto is actually my favorite city in Japan. And, I love the temple features. I think it's beautiful, and the way that it's portrayed is very fun. And I like how they developed a Gion neighborhood, and it's cool. I very much like it. I also, without spoiling, I like there is a character that we meet in chapters 4 and 5, and I'm all for him, and good times coming. And so
excellent.
That's all I gotta say. But the one useful thing I do want to mention is I started doing a little bit more of the gunman and brawler dojos with William and Komaki, and I don't know, I know you said last time we talked you were mostly working in brawlers, but I decided to go to the gunman dojo, and I think the gunman dojo is very useful. Some of the few things that I've learned is how to use special ammo, and so I have straight up been using acid ammo and acid rounds for pretty consistently now, and crafting them, and they're so useful in just taking down enemies. And there's another special skill, heat skill, called Dragonfire Blaze, and Dragonfire Blaze is very similar to how Deadeye works in Red Dead Redemption, where we slow down time, and you can use, I think, the right trigger or joy to mark who you want to shoot. So it's been really useful in just attacking a bunch of people at once, and I'm very much a fan of the stuff that I've learned as a gunman so far. And I think it's very because this game has a learning curve in battling, I feel like my strategy these days is, in masses, let's shoot as many people as possible. Get them down to 2-3 people, then I can deck out my fists or my sword and get things going.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's all I have. That's all I have to say about Ishin this week. Just the Gunman Dojo, I is very useful.
Okay, yeah, I still need to go there because I've just been distracted with other things. I know totally where it is.
Yeah.
I definitely want to learn more from him.
Yes.
But
William's a cool guy.
All right. Yeah. Good to know. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to get as much game time in now before I leave, because I'll be gone for 2.5 weeks I'll be living my real life like a Dragon Ishin, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And living the dream, Jeremy. By the way, for our listeners, by the time you listen to this episode, we are currently recording on March 20th, but to space things out, because Jeremy's going on vacation, this is actually going to be released on April 3rd. So,
yeah.
Meaning, who knows what's going to happen in the next few weeks, game-wise, between the two of us. After you listen to this on April 3rd, the next time we record, we might have, finished the whole game when Jeremy's back. We'll see.
Yeah,
actually, no, that's not true, because I just realized, Jeremy, I'm going to Japan in the last 2 weeks of April.
Wait, are you? I didn't know that.
Wait, did I not tell you?
No, what?
Oh, shoot.
I didn't know. This is news to me. What?
Oh my
That's
God,
so
I
cool.
didn't tell you? Okay.
No.
So anyways, I'm going to Japan in the last 2 weeks of April.
Oh my God. Well, I come back in the beginning of April, so our trips don't overlap, but I definitely I don't think I'll be able to finish the game by the 3rd because I'll be back on the 9th.
Oh no, yeah, that's totally fine. And it was definitely more of like a joke, but now I realize, I'm not finishing this game definitely by the time
I think I might finish this like by June or July at this point.
I'm trying to finish this before Tekken. So
okay.
I my goal is May.
There you go.
Yeah, gives me time.
So you're going to Japan. Where how long are you going to be there, and where are you going?
1.5 weeks. I'm going to be in Tokyo and Kansai. I'm going to be going through a lot of different places in Kansai, Osaka, Kyoto, my old stomping grounds. The one fun thing is I'm going to Nara and Yokohama for the first time.
Hey, so my god.
Yeah, so I'm stoked. I'm looking forward to it. Ready to bow to some deer. It's going to be a good time.
Oh man. Okay. Yokohama. Are you also going to Enoshima?
I am not, but should I go?
I think you should. It's a little island.
That's the island, right?
Yeah, it's like
with what's her name? Is it the island with the pumpkins and that artist?
I don't know what that is, but but there's a bunch of cats. Like it's known for having like a lot of wild cats.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, so it's a fun little island.
Okay.
And definitely check out the big Buddha in that area. It's called the Daibutsu. Daibutsu, Dai means like big. And then it's like this giant, and it's in Kamakura, which is south of Yokohama. Kamakura is known for its like more traditional looking buildings, and there's like a temple up there and the giant Buddha. I definitely recommend you should check it out. It's a cool spot. You can take from Enoshima, you can take a train car all the way to Kamakura, and that area is known for its surfing too. There's like a bunch of beaches, and in the summertime, it's like full of just people who are chilling, and it's like more of a sleepy, like part of it is like more of a sleepy surfer town vibe. And it's that's also where the first season of Terrace House was set. Not the one on Netflix, but the one before that, the one only on Fuji TV.
Yes.
So I recommend you check it out. Yokohama's dope. I love Yokohama. It's also the setting for the Full-Time Wife Escapist, that drama I was telling you
about.
That's
exciting. Okay.
Yeah.
I almost want to finish this show before I leave.
I think you can definitely do it.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then you'll just finish it on the plane. Just download it, like the episodes on your phone.
True.
And then through Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, please check it out when you have a chance. And yeah, I recommend it. Pro tip for the deer at Nara. They're very aggressive. So if you pull out food, you're going to get a lot of them swarming you. They're not going to like run at you, but they're going to try to bite at you. And if they see that you put something in your pocket, they'll try to bite your pocket. So just be very careful. And, no means no. You can always like walk away. They're not going to follow you across like the field. But if you hold out like the little deer crackers above your head and like try to make them follow you, of course they're going to follow you. But all the deer are very lazy, so all they do is just like eat all day, and they're not afraid of humans, obviously, but all they want is food. So they're all on the bigger side when it comes to deer compared to wild deer. They're all like they're very food motivated. So just it's fun, it's cool. They will bow. Just be careful. Let's put it that way.
Cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. You're gonna have fun. It's gonna
be a good time.
I'm so excited for you.
Man, I can't believe I did. For some reason, I thought I've talked about it, but I guess I haven't. So
yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember us discussing this before. But that's cool though. That's awesome. That's sick. Are you? Did you get a bunch of yen, or are you gonna transfer?
I got 200 just to. I feel like that's good enough for now. And then a majority of. If I'll pass through Suica as much as I possibly can, but I got that cash for like any souvenirs that potentially like I can't use a card for. So
yeah, got you.
Yeah,
cool.
But yeah, I'm very excited, looking forward to it. And I gotta look up Enoshima and Kamakura. So
yes, please.
I will.
Cool. Yeah, exciting Japan trips.
I know.
What airline are you flying, and where are you flying out of?
JAL, and it's gonna be out of SFO.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah. It all came down to all right, what's cheaper at this moment, ANA or JAL? And then at the time of looking, it's like JAL was cheaper by 200. It's like, all right, we're gonna do this. So
Cool.
Yeah.
You can't
What
go wrong
airline
with
are you
either.
doing?
ANA to Japan and United back.
Got it.
Yeah, I love ANA. It's so good. I've only flown ANA like once before, and this will be my second time, and the once was enough for me to be like, this is crazy. Cool. This is good. I think this is a good airline.
I'm excited to straight up just eat the in-flight food.
Oh yeah. Oh man, yeah.
Like,
that's good.
I like international airlines just hit different when it comes to their food. When I went on Korean Airlines, oh my god, that was the best in-flight food I ever had. It was bibimbap.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and everything was packaged neatly, and they even gave you this really cute sized gochujang packet that you can just rip and spread. It was amazing.
That's awesome. What the heck?
I know, right? So since this episode's gonna come out on April 3rd, figured, all right, let's read out some games, anticipated games that are coming out in April for our listeners. So a lot of it seems to be in the middle of the month. So Minecraft Legends comes out on April 18th. Dead Island 2 comes out on April 19th. Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores DLC comes out on April 21st, which I am actually considering getting.
Sweet.
I think I'm going to get that. And then the main one is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which comes out on April 28th, which I think was delayed a bit, but then now it's coming through.
Okay.
That's all in gaming news for now. And yeah, Jeremy, so let's drop this spoiler marker right here. Let's talk about The Last of Us finale.
Man, I want more, and I know that there's going to be more. They confirmed that the second game will be more than one season. So they already already confirmed that the second season is happening. Okay. It already got greenlit by HBO.
Yes.
And they also confirmed that season 2 will encompass the second game, but it's not all the second game because there's way too much story to tell. We've both played the second game. We know how long it is.
I got a question for you, Jeremy.
Sure.
Do you think that let's think about The Last of Us 2 and split that up into 2 seasons, so season 2 and season 3. Do you think that we're going to see Pedro Pascal for all of season 2 and then he dies? Or do you think they're going to kill him in the middle of season 2?
Ooh, I think they might kill him at the finale of season 2.
That's what
season 3.
Based off of what you're saying, that's what I'm assuming too. That they want to milk just this conflicted relationship and just potentially the beginning of the first 10 hours of the game, or concentrated in season 2, and then we off Joel, and then season 3 is just solely Ellie, is what I'm imagining.
It's going to be tough because he's a hard sell for this show for a lot of people.
Yes.
And so it's just like, they have to come up with something for people to continue being interested.
Now, at the same time, I would argue if we really are following the games, season 3 should be the last season of this series, at least on HBO. So I feel like we've had such a good relationship in developing Ellie and just knowing more about her this season. And she even has a few of her own episodes that I think season 2 will just be even better in terms of fleshing out her character and her feelings, that by the time season 3 hits, if Joel is killed in the finale or whenever Joel's killed in season 2, I think that Ellie is a good enough character, a standalone character, that we're going to be fine. The one character that I'm interested in seeing their portrayal is, I forgot her name, but the nurse's daughter, or the doctor's daughter.
Abby.
There you go. I'm curious how they're going to, develop her in the TV show, because she is famously a controversial character for game players.
100%.
Like, one of the most discussed characters, I think, in single-player gaming.
Yeah, the show is, or not the show, the game, the second game is extremely polarizing.
Yes.
And I remember when it first came out, everyone was just like debating on the characters, and especially that everyone just hated it that Joel died. Everyone was so in disbelief that it happened. And then
Exactly.
Naughty Dog was just like, hey man, it is what it is. And people are just like, we can't agree on this. Like, we just can't accept this. And I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, he's fucking dead. Like, they made that choice. Like, I don't understand what else you could say about it. And so I'm 100% in on the second season. But yeah, I'm also curious to see how they do Abby as a character and how they do it differently. Because as we saw with this first season, there's a lot of deviations from the game. It's like longtime fans are familiar with what's going to happen, but the way that they show it is not exactly how it's supposed to be shown, or how it was shown in the game, I should say. So it's going to be interesting how they're going to like adapt season 2 from part 2 and change things, because I know they will and I want them to. But I'm just curious to see what they'll do with Abby and how people will react to the character of Abby, because yeah, like we just said, like she's so polarizing and controversial. And the whole game is just polarizing. So yeah, I'm sure they're talking about it now and figuring it out and going over like markers in the game and touch points and seeing what works and what won't for a TV show. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just what the TV portrayal of it becomes, because I think back to the game, and everyone was annoyed when you had to play as Abby. Or at least, like, I mean, like, not everyone, but, you know, it wasn't just one of the polarizing choices that, I don't want to get to know this person because this person killed Joel, and that's annoying. Yep. But that being said, a TV show medium might be better in portraying that, because, as we know, when you have episodics, you can focus and go back and forth on different characters. So yeah. It might be better narratively as television. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's one thing to say. This one is the most ambitious storyline that we'll see where they creatively go with it.
Yeah, I was definitely one of those people that was like, why are we playing as the person that killed Joel? Like, I was just so against it. And then as the story went on, I started understanding that the whole concept of the game isn't about right or wrong. It's about how you view what is morality good, how you view revenge, how everybody sees something differently. Like, everyone comes from a different background, and it all depends on perspective. And it was just such a fascinating way to portray that, especially with these beloved characters who people had such an attachment to, and people's lives were just ripped apart and broken up. Like, not like seriously, but you know, like their worldview of this game was just destroyed when everyone's favorite character was just murdered in cold blood. It's like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Very, very crazy stuff. I'm very happy with the way the finale ended, because it pretty much ended verbatim how the game was. Like, there was just you could basically copy and paste. It's funny because I made this comment of, I can't believe this finale is less than an hour. Like, this feels too short. And then my cousin made this comment and was just like, it's probably because you were getting your ass kicked in the hospital and it took multiple tries to get through. And in the TV show version, you just need to see Pedro Pascal beat like 7 people. And then I thought about it and I realized, wait, that's actually a really good point, that my perception of time is also dependent on the times when I was stealthy as a zombie and I took so much time with it, and when I was dying and just going through these firefights, that it would be shorter in a TV show setting.
You're right. because he essentially was just like the Terminator walking through that hospital when, when you were playing it, we have to like take cover, reload.
Exactly.
And,
exactly.
And the AI was just too good at the time. It's like, oh no. I never really thought about that seriously until you just mentioned it. That's a good point.
Yeah. I'm very overall satisfied with this TV show. Basically the best video game adaptation. The last thing I want to say about the finale, aside from I liked it, was that I appreciate the cameo of the original Ellie voice actress, and I liked that she was the mom, and that made me super happy.
It just made so much sense narratively, too.
I know. And that was that was a really good way for them to include Joel and Ellie. Just the way that they included Joel and Ellie's voiceover actors and actresses in this game felt like it was very good cameos that just didn't feel like they were inserted for whatever reason.
Yeah, it didn't felt forced at all. It just felt so natural, and you're like, oh, hey, that's them. Like, oh, that's how that happened. Like, oh, there's that person. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like they're involved somehow.
Exactly.
I was really happy to see that.
Yeah,
and I do like how the game ends with Ellie just like knowing that it's a lie, and yet she just goes along with it because she doesn't know any better, and she just wants to go on with her life, and yet that's what the second game's all about, and I'm really excited to see how they portray this in the second season.
I know, me too. And it like just that very like just the satisfying like to just end it was definitely hit. Bella Ramsey's a very good actress and just did such a good job in portraying the range of emotions for Ellie. And at the same time, like really with I felt with the TV show and you can feel it in the video game too, but it like there's a lot of conflicted feelings, and I think I felt that the TV show does a good job portraying that we don't, like, obviously her choice was taken away, but in the point of view of a parent, this was probably the best decision to make. Obviously, there's other factors, but it's one of those things where, like, all right, I understand why Joel did that. Yeah. Like that doesn't need to be like argued or discussed. It was like very obvious.
Right. Yeah. We understood his perspective and his reasoning for doing that.
Exactly.
A quick side note that the night that the premiere happened, it was also the same night as the Oscars, and the whole night I was texting Alyssa, and because we were both extremely hyped that Everything Everywhere All at Once got so much recognition. A part of me was worried actually that All Quiet on the Western Front would be getting more awards, because it kind of seemed like that for a little bit.
And to be fair, it was a good movie. Like I did watch it, and it was a good war movie. But I just needed Everything Everywhere All at Once to win. I just really needed this in my life.
Yeah, me too. And I was clapping and cheering every time that someone or something from that show got an award, or movie got an award. So for those that didn't watch the Oscars, or maybe you didn't read any of the news about the Oscars, Everything Everywhere All at Once is a movie directed by the Daniels, a pair of directors who got their big start making music videos. One of their most famous ones is LMFAO. I forget which song exactly.
Turn Down for What?
And from there, they directed Everything Everywhere. They directed a couple of other things, but they're most well known for now Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is a multiverse movie about an Asian American family. That's all I'm going to tell you, because I think everyone should watch it and understand it from your perspective. And Ki Hee Kwan, who was Short Round, and he was in The Goonies. He won Best Supporting Male Actor, and Jamie Lee Curtis won Best Supporting Female Actress, and it won for Best Film Editing. Michelle Yeoh won for Best Lead Actress. It won for Best Directors and Best Picture. Am I missing anything else?
That's all I can think of at the moment.
I know it won 7 awards.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Oh, writing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. They won 7.
Yep.
Yeah. And every time they won something, I would text Alyssa like, "Yo," or like "Gang."
I
was so hyped. I was literally like yelling and clapping so hard.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah!" When Michelle Yeoh won, I was like, "Oh yeah!"
And I cried when Key won. So you know,
oh my god,
there you go.
yeah. Oh my god, Key winning. I was like, I need this. Oh, so good. And yeah, every time that the Daniels had a speech, it was always beautiful. And Jonathan Wong, the last guy the producer on the movie who spoke when they won Best Picture, oh my God, he's very well worded. Like he's also very well spoken as a person. Like everybody who won is very well spoken. And I was very surprised that like it sounded like they rehearsed their speeches, but they didn't.
To an extent, wow. I do think you kind of have like this is what I'll generally do if I win, and then after that, it just overflows.
Yeah, so cool. What a crazy night we got there. I watched the Oscars and then we watched the premiere of Everything Everywhere. Or sorry, of The Last of Us. Right after the Oscars. And for so sure. What a night for television and film. It was
Jeremy, what a time to be alive.
Man, yeah. There's a lot of crazy things going on in the world right now, but you know, we're all still here having fun, living our best lives.
Living our best lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for us. If you would like to reach out to us, please go to our website, www.restherepodcast.com. Again, that's www.restherepodcast.com. You can go to the top of our website, click on the Pages drop-down menu, click on the word Contact, and it'll bring you to a new page where you can email us at restherepodcast@gmail.com. That's restherepodcast@gmail.com to send us a comment or question that way. You can please feel free to comment on one of our Podbean episodes. We'll read it on the podcast. You can join our Discord community where we talk about everything from video games, TV shows, movies, music, everything that we love in between. You can write us a review on Apple Podcasts. We'd love to see your review and also read that on the podcast. And feel free to comment on any of our YouTube videos where we can see your comment live, and we can definitely read your comment on the podcast. And we love interacting with you guys. It's still really cool to us that we get comments and questions from people around the world.
Yes.
About us, about our opinions on things, just things in general. I think it's really cool. That's about it.
That's it.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. The next time that you hear us, we'll be talking about, hopefully I'll be talking about my experience to Japan. We'll talk about where we are in Ishin. And then after that, Alyssa will be on her trip to Japan. And when she comes back, we'll do another podcast. We'll talk about our experiences, and
it'll be a good time.
We should, it'll be a good time. We should actually, do a combined like Japan trip talk.
We'll do a side quest, in May. Oh, dude, yeah. All right, let's do this.
I'll like briefly talk about it, but then like I want to save all of my topics.
Stories. All right, we're gonna do it.
I need to. Oh yeah, I'm gonna like try to keep a mental journal when I'm in Japan, and like, you know, if something crazy happens, I want to be like, okay, I need to write this down. You know, like, yeah. So be prepared for that. That's gonna be cool. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, and we'll talk to you guys later. See you on the next one.
Peace.